Hello my lovelies, and welcome to this video on how to paint Tilly Tippy Toes' face using acrylic paints. So in this video you're going to be seeing me painting this face here, and I'll just quickly show you on the other colour skins that we do. So we've got the vanilla with the blue eyes, we've got barley with the brown eyes, we've got almond with the blue eyes, we've got caramel with the green eyes, we've got cinnamon with brown eyes, and we've got cocoa with green eyes. So I'm going to show you the blue eyes on vanilla skin tone, but the same principle applies for each and every colour eye that you would prefer to do. So for this exercise you're going to need a variety of different painting products. So firstly you're going to need your face template, which is provided for you in your pattern. You'll need acrylic paints. Your main two colours are obviously going to be white and black, and then you need two colours for your eyes, a light colour and a dark colour, and two colours for your mouth, again a light colour and a dark colour. You'll need colouring pencils, you'll need blacks, browns, the eye colour and the lip colour, and whites. You'll need a really nice lead pencil for transferring the face template shape onto your fabric. You're going to need some fine liner pens. You'll need a good selection of brushes. You'll need some that have got a very, very thin little bristle end there to it for the intricate painting. You'll need your dotting tool for doing the eye dots, and you'll also need some sort of plate or palette so that you can put your paints on, you know, to give them a nice swilling before you actually apply it to the fabric. If you're going to apply the false eyelashes as well, you will need an eyelash set with some PVA glue and some black embroidery thread. And if you decide you want to make your eyes appear more 3D, you can use a Mod Podge resin, a dimensional resin, which will give the effect of the eye popping out and being a little bit more 3D. Okay, so onwards. So firstly we're going to trace the template onto our fabric. Now if you have one of these tracing pads, LED tracing pads, it's a great little resource to use. If not, what you'll need to do is you'll need to sticky tape your fabric onto your template in the corners, and you'll need to take this to a window and sticky tape this to a window, and then you'll be able to see the template shining through onto the fabric. Okay, but if you have got one of these tracing pads, you know, it's an absolute perfect resource to use. Okay, so I'm popping my fabric onto my template, and the first thing I'm going to do is I need to mark these 6 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the first side. So mark them nice and sharply with a lead pencil. And then once you've marked them on that side there, you need to turn it over and you need to line it up exactly on the other side. So make sure that your lines are meeting perfectly, all 6 of them. It's a symmetrically drawn face template, so it will line up with precision. Okay, I'm happy with that. Okay, so once you're happy with the positioning and the placement, then draw those 6 marks again. Nice and dark. Okay, and then on this side we're ready now to trace that face shape. Just going to twiddle that round a little bit, make it more comfortable for me for drawing. Okay, so with your lead pencil we're going to draw in, sketch in the shape of the eyes, nose and mouth. Okay, so I've drawn it on. I'm just going to turn my light off. So my light is now off, and then I can just look at it and make sure that I've got everything that I need traced on. Yes, happy with that. Okay, so let's move this out the way. Okay, so since I've done the video recording of doing the template, we've actually changed the template shape. There's now only 4 marker positionings, not the 6. So you can see that I've got them on that side as well and on this side, and it's really important that you do both sides, because when you come to sew the back to the front, you're going to be having this inside and then the other piece of fabric here. And if you haven't got these marker lines, you won't be able to line up the face on the front there. So it's really important that you do both sides with your 4 mark points. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to my lead pencil and I'm going to just colour in those pupils. So that's giving them a bit of strength. And I'm just checking the shape, make sure that everything's symmetrical and I've got all the reference points that I need before I start painting. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to strengthen this eye crease here, and for that we're using colouring pencils. So I've got what have I got here? This is a Faber-Castell brown pencil. I'm just going to follow that eye crease line. I'm also going to add some colour to the eyebrows. You can make your eyebrows as thick or as thin as you like. And then I'm just going to take my pack of, these are Derwent pencils, these are all skin tones. So I'm just going to do a paler colour just to blend in that darker brown that I've just done. This is just giving the eye crease a little bit of depth. When you use these colouring pencils, you might find that by the end of the process of making the doll, these might be reduced slightly. So you would just need to go back through and just strengthen those eye lines that you've done. Then I'm going to take a white and I'm going to do the eyelid. This is just above that eye line, that eye line flick there. And then I'm going to just do a little bit of smudging just on the very tip of her nose as well. Okay, you could do a little bit under the eyebrow as well, just for a little bit of highlight. Okay, we can go back to those, strengthening those, that eye socket after all the other components are on. And then I've got it's another Faber-Castell pencil, and this is in like a burgundy pinky colour, and I'm going to outline the mouth shape. That's just giving that shape its definition. Now, if you decided you don't want her to have those little teethy pegs showing, just don't do that bottom line there. She'll just have a fuller bottom lip. But I rather like the little teeth glinting through. Okay, so that's your colouring pencils done for the time being. Okay, so next we're going to paint the whites of the eyes. Just pop those away, let leave them for the minute. So I've got my white acrylic paints, and I'm just going to pop it onto my plate. I've lost my painting palette. I think Ashley's got it, not to worry. I could use a plate instead. And I'm using a brush with a very, very thin bristle to it. It's quite pointed, but it's very, very light in the bristles. Okay, now don't use the acrylic straight as it is because it's going to be too thick. So what you need to do is you need to dilute this. So just pop the bristles of your brush into your water and take your white paint and just mix it in together to give a much looser consistency. Just keep mixing in the water until it's nice and loose. Now you will have scrap fabric, so for the first time I would suggest that you do have a piece of scrap fabric at hand that you can just test your brush and your strokes before actually doing it on the real thing. Okay, so we're going to paint the whites of the eyes. And I'm just doing very small little dabs. And because my template, my face is on a piece of paper, I can just twist it around to get a comfortable position for painting on. So I just keep twisting rather than trying to twist my hand into awkward positions. Just move your paper around. Okay, so now onto the teeth. And then I'm going to repeat with a second layer. So that's the eye whites and the teeth done. Okay, so now on to the blues. I've got my two blues. I've got my light blue and my dark blue ready. And this brush that I'm using, it's a flat brush and it's got a slightly tapered, curved edged end to it. Okay, same as before. just add some water into your eye colour. You'll find that acrylic paints are all different sort of consistencies, so it's just a matter of playing around with it to get the right consistency. Okay, so on to the iris. So working from the outside of the iris in, just complete that whole circle. Don't worry if it's gone over the pupil, that's not a problem at all. And then I'm just going to just go over it again. Okay, then I'm going to take my darker blue, just wiping my blue off on my kitchen roll. Just take some of my dark blue, just mix it in with that pale blue. Just so that we've got a stronger colour. And I'm just doing this just under the eyeline there. So this is the shadow which is produced from the eyelashes. So I'm just doing a darker blue under the top there. Now if you're doing a brown eye, then you do a darker brown under there. And if you're doing a green eye, then you would do a darker green. And then just wash the colour off, wipe the colour off, and then just with your brush just blend that in. Okay, so that's the two different colours there. Take off the dark blue. Take some of the white, put that in with the blue. And then just do some whites just at the bottom edge. Wipe that off and give it a little blend. So now you've got like a three-tone coloured eye. You've got your flat blue underneath, got your dark blue at the top, and you've got your white blue at the bottom. Okay, so back to my pointed brush with my black acrylic. Again, water it down, and we're going to do the pupils. You haven't got to get these absolutely perfectly round because we are actually going to outline them with a gel pen. So do as best as you can, and then we'll get a precision shape in a moment. That's good enough for the moment. Just wipe that off. And now I'm going to use a fine liner pen and I'm going to do the eyeline. You can paint this, but it's so much easier and quicker to do it with a fine liner. So that's it, just with doing the one line, you know, the lower edge line of that eye line, but I want it thicker than that. So I'm now going to just bring it up higher and give her a bit more of a thicker eye line shape. Just make sure they're both symmetrical. Lovely. And then I've got a thinner gel pen, and for this I'm going to do around the iris. And also along that lower lash line. Then going back to the thicker gel pen, just going to strengthen the outline edge of the pupil. Okay, then still using the thicker outlining pen, I'm now going to add 3 eyelashes to the top eyeline. And then my thinner outline pen, I'm just going to add some thinner, wispier eyelashes in between the ones that I've just done. And then also add some eyelashes to the lower lash line. Just taking it up to the iris. Okay, so onto the eyebrows. So I've got a dark brown and I've got like a beigey colour there. So I'm going to mix those two colours together for her eyebrows. I'm just going to test this before I do it, just to make sure it's the right colour. Maybe a little bit more lighter than that. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, and I'm just doing some like little wispy hairs through there. The eyebrows done. Then using that same light browny colour, back to my pointed brush. I'm just going to do the nostrils. So basically the nostrils is a dot, just a little tiny dot, and then just flick it down through. So a little dot, flick it down through. Okay. You don't want it to be too strong. It's just basically the accent of a nostril. And then what you can also do is just take your brown pencil and just do that outside edge, outside crease of the nose. Like so. Water splodge. Okay, so now we're moving on to the mouth. I've got two pinks. I've got like a cerise pink and a pale pink. So I'm going to first, let's get that lump out of the way there, I don't want that lump. Just mix these two together. So I've now got dark pink, light pink, middle pink. And I'm just going to fill in the whole of that lip shape. Okay, then taking a little bit of the dark, mixing it in with the medium pink. I'm going to do along that outside lower edge of the mouth. I'm going to do just under where the teeth are. And on that inside corner. Wipe that off. Take some of the pale pink. And just dot that along the top. Wipe off the brush, give it a blend. Add some of that pale just along the bottom edge. Wipe off the brush and give that a little blend. Okay, so again you've got the three tones on the mouth shape. You've got the main pink, the darker pink mixed in together to get a medium pink, and then you're using those three colours for shading and highlighting. And then just to finish the eyes off, this is completely optional, I'm just going to strengthen that eye socket crease. And I'm just bringing a little bit down under that lower lash line. Again, this is totally optional. And then finally, you're going to take your dotting tool and we're going to add some eye dots. Now we can use the white that's still there, but I'm just going to take that top bit off there because it might have formed a little bit of a skin. And then I'm taking the big ball, well it's not a massive ball, so it's a good sized ball for the main eye dot, and then the smaller ball end for the smaller dots. So just pop it in once and take it over to your eye. And just above the pupil you pop a dot. Pop it in again, just above the pupil here, another dot. Wipe off your dotting tool. Use the smaller ball end, take a small little dot of paint and do one going down at an angle. Then a second one close by. Okay, so that, my lovelies, is your painted face finished. Okay, so the next thing for us to do is to iron our painted face. The reason you iron it is it's going to set the paint into the fabric. So it's really important that you do follow that step before you carry on with anything else like putting the Mod Podge on or doing the false eyelashes. Okay, so take your painted face and take some fabric to lay over the top. Now just a piece of polycotton would be fine. A nice clean piece of polycotton works perfectly. Okay, so just simply take your iron and just iron over the top. And that's going to set and seal that paint. Okay, simply as that, as simple as that. Just leave that on for a little bit while that cools down. Okay, so that is now sealed and set into the fabric. So this is the one that you've just seen me paint, and here it is again as a replica. So I thought I'd just show you the different colours on the 6 different skin tones that we've got. So this is blue eyes on vanilla. This is brown eyes on barley. This is Blue Eyes on Almond, Green Eyes on Caramel, Brown Eyes on Cinnamon, and Green Eyes on Cocoa. So if you are going to apply the false eyelashes, which I'm going to demonstrate for you next, you won't be needing to put on the drawn in eyelashes. You can just do that eyeline but leave the eyelashes off. Same as that one there, she just got the eyeline but no eyelashes drawn on. But if you are not going to do the eyelashes, the stuck on eyelashes, then you can actually draw the eyelashes on. Okay, so let me show you how to make those eyes super shiny by using a clear resin. Now I'm using Mod Podge. There's loads of different ones out there. You just need to Google clear resin and you'll see all the different ones that are available. Okay, so simply don't shake it. You mustn't shake the resin, because if you shake it you get lots of air bubbles in there and that's what you don't want. So don't ever shake your resin. So you just drip on into a nice dot, fairly substantial one, your resin. Then you quickly work with it. So take your cocktail stick and just push the resin around to cover the eye. Make sure it goes right up to the edges, into the corner. If you need more on there, you can just drip another little bit on top. So just manipulate that resin to the edges where you want it. Okay, so that's all covered nicely. We'll just do the other eye while we're here. It looks a bit yellowy sometimes when it goes on, but it does dry crystal clear. Okay, nice. And I'm going to do the mouth as well. I mean, the mouth is optional, but I just like the mouth to be done as well. It just gives that nice glossy sheen to the lips. So again, just manipulate that into the shape. Don't forget, you must have ironed this before you do your resin, because you won't be able to iron it afterwards to set the paint. So do iron first and then apply your resin. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, seeing me paint Tilly's eyes. Don't be frightened of the paint. You've probably got plenty of scrap fabric within your kit. You'll have lots of little bits that are left over. So do practice, because practice makes perfect, before you go ahead and do the real thing. And what I like to do as well, I've just got a reference sheet, so I've painted a blue eye, a green and a brown, just so that I've got that there for reference, so I can work using that when I'm painting different coloured faces. So I hope you enjoyed it. So the next video is I'm going to be showing you how to do these eyelashes, how to apply them to the pre-made head. So you're going to need your head made, and then we'll work through how to actually put those eyelashes on. Okay, thanks for watching and I'll see you later. Bye!